Clarence done got himself into some trouble. Yeah, girl. You still in that house down there in Jonesboro? Okay. You think Clarence can come down and stay down there for a while? He'll help you with the chickens and all that other stuff. But he can't stay here because they gonna kill him, girl. Hello there, Bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share the Facebook, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com for these more shades. And if you are not already a part of this book club, please hit the Patreon link below and or the join button here on the YouTube. And for a small monthly fee of $5, you babies, yes, you can be privy to all the shenanigans before the YouTube gets it, if the YouTube gets it. Now, we finna read this book by Mr. Mark Curry. I done already reached out to him in the DM. He like, I'm trying to sell more books. Okay, y'all. I don't give a fuck if you don't go over there to the Amazon and buy the Kindle for $3.99. Going over there to Amazon and support that man, please, Mr. Mark Curry. Because he'll probably be over here down in the comments. You know? Now, let's begin Dancing with the Devil by Mark Curry. Where we left off, we're at an event in Atlanta. Puff is there, Suge Knight is there. They've been shooting. One of Suge's friends got hit. Puffy, dumbass, Dick Thighs Diddy, walk over to Suge and say, hey man, is everything okay? Suge grabbed the dummy and Nino Browned his ass and used him as a shield while backing up into the club for coverage. Suge quickly grabbed Puff in a chokehold. Once inside, Suge let Puff go. Oh my God, MF. Suge kept repeating, oh my God, oh my God. According to Mark Curry, he is more concerned about what is happening than about what is happening to his friend. You see what I'm saying? Like, you are more concerned about maybe your respect and the action instead of the fact that somebody that is supposedly your best friend may be dead out there. V was outside trying to save Jake's life by applying pressure to his stomach area where blood was gushing out. He kept talking to him, assuring him that everything would be okay. Am I hit bad? Jake asked him. You'll be all right, man. Big John, another security guard, squeezed V's left shoulder. V looked around but maintained the pressure on Jake's abdomen. The dude John is like, look, you don't know this nigga? I know that you got a good heart and everything, but let's get out of here before the police come and before retaliation comes. It was something about V that would not let this man die alone. Commendable, especially since your best friend or your homeboy Suge on the inside walking back and forth screaming, mother hunchy, mother hunchy. Puff stood on the sidewalk with a couple of his guards. Once the crowd dispersed, Suge came out of the club and started yelling at Puff. This ain't over, ninja. This ain't over. You know what this is about. You need to tend to your man, dog, Puff said. Tend to your man. Jake made it to the hospital alive, but in critical condition. Yup. Jason and Wolf kept low profiles while police continued interviewing witnesses, several of whom mistakenly identified Wolf as the shooter. Adding fuel to fire, someone started a rumor that Wolf was Puff's cousin. In the meantime, Puff returned to New York and Suge retreated to Los Angeles. Now, this is where Mark Curry, girl, I would feel like you in danger, Mark. But maybe Suge didn't feel you significant enough to reach out and boop. Now, this is where he says that Suge has a tendency to want to scream from the mountaintops of Gibraltar that I am a blood. But according to what Mark Curry says, Suge is a die-hard, high-ranking blood. And bloods are about family and brotherhood. Mark Curry says not in this case. According to Mark Curry, even though Suge is the dude Jake's good friend, Suge ain't been by to the hospital once. The only flowers that were there were from V, Mark Curry's homeboy, and his wife. Ain't nobody come through to see him. Matter of fact, ain't no blood come through to see him. As Jake's life hung in the balance in Atlanta, a young black man from Los Angeles claiming to represent Death Row contacted Mark Bell, one of Puff's longtime friends who handled promotional work for Bad Boy Entertainment. The caller said that Bell would get a lucrative contract promoting Death Row artists if he played his cards right. Let me tell you what the lucrativity of the situation was. When you get off this phone, I want you to write down on a piece of paper, Thick Thighs Diddy's mammy house. Now, you know how I feel about his mother. His mother know that he is an animal. You need to talk to him. Puffy, Sean, whatever his mama call him, Sean. Now, listen, you around here beating on these women because trust me, Puff Daddy's mother know that he is abusive towards women. Because I've been told a story about what happened with Misa traveling over there, sleeping in the beds with Suge. The caller said when we get off the phone, write down P. Diddy's, Thick Thighs Diddy, Puffy, Brotherly Love, whatever the nigga name is, address on a piece of paper. Pretend like you're going outside to smoke a cigarette, a breath of air, let out a fart, whatever you do. Go outside of the building. Drop the piece of paper with the address on it and go back upstairs. Bell had known Janice Combs, that's the mama of Thick Thighs Diddy, since he was in junior high school. She was like an aunt. So he wasn't about to entertain the offer. But rather than, like what people do sometimes, you know what? I don't even know that lady like that. I would make you think that I know the goddamn address to the house. They don't invite me up there, y'all. I don't know. They don't invite me. So I don't have permission to go to the house. So, you got the wrong one. A week or so after Jake was hospitalized, V came to the Platinum House looking like a damn zombie. I thought he was sick, so I asked him if he felt okay. Nah, man, he said while staring into his drink. I just came back from the hospital. The brother ain't gonna make it. Damn, man. I'm sorry to hear that. V had done everything he could to save Jake's life that night. Although he had never met Jake before and even considered him a possible enemy that fateful night, he felt sorry for him. The Lord's going to remember that. Like, I thought it was just limited to go-go's within my youthful time. Somebody get killed, they shut it down. But in this situation with Platinum House, because there was a shooting there, and nobody wants that. If I'm opening a club or a restaurant and somebody get murked in the club or restaurant, don't nobody want to go there no more, because there's a chance that if you go in there eating your, fried potatoes, somebody might come through there, bow, 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 want to grow on. Oh no, you get a little nervous when you go to the go-go, child. I'm telling you, my dumb ass, they would murk somebody on Friday, and you better believe that the following Friday, I was right back there shaking my ass. It was just a culture. Platinum House isn't doing very well because people are staying away. One, because the police is always circling the venue. because they looking for something, and sometimes they just could be hating. The police presence is off-putting to people. Along with that, people don't want to get killed while they partying unless you are part of the DC go-go culture, okay, in the 80s. My stupid ass. As business slowed to a trickle, V and Chris closed Platinum for a week and were talking about shutting down for good. I needed the income, but I understood where they were coming from. People get superstitious when somebody dies at a club. Not the Black Hole, not the Celebrity Hall or the Cherries or the Calorama Room, and not when Essence or Chuck is playing. You better believe it. We'd be right back there the next day to hear the same music and see another mother frigger getting murked. Fortunately, I had another job to fall back on. I told them to call me if they needed me. Now, this is the thing. He was working at this high-end rim shop, right? And all the famous locals would come through there to get work done on their car. He was working with a dude named Travis. Travis had a client that was named Butter from Cuba. He was a part of a cartel. One day, Butter came there and said, "What you doing today, bro? Come with us to a basketball game." Mark said he didn't see the dude for 3 days. He was surprised when he saw him. "Oh, you back, Binta? You back? Where the fuck you been? I was looking for you." Travis had done well by Butter, but Butter's luck finally ran out and he got deported. Travis returned to Atlanta to collect money owed to Butter by people in the game. He was wealthier, but not much wiser, even though he considered himself a bona fide wise guy now. Mark Curry say, "Okay, you getting this money, but don't forget, the money that is in your hand is only there temporarily. You gonna give it to another ninja, okay? I mean, he may slide you maybe a third of what is in your hand, but for the most part, you ain't getting to the money." To ensure that Travis was still doing what he needed to do for the cartel, the the Cuban cartel, they kidnapped his sister. Travis is shook, okay? He like, I'm a money collector. Not a drug dealer. You was a wise guy a while ago until that shit's got real for you. That's how it always is. I'm that ninja until I gotta prove that I ain't. He go to Mark Curry. Mark, the situation is these Cubans didn't kidnap my sister. I give you a couple of, how much was it? $12,000 to get my sister back. Mark say, "Oh yeah, okay." Now, he ain't that ninja in regards to, pulling capers, getting kidnapped girls back. But he got a friend that is. The friend's name is JD. So anyway, the first person that came to mind was a gangbanger from Los Angeles who now lived in Atlanta, a guy named JD. I met JD through V. JD had a relative whom everybody called Cuz. One day, Cuz, who was tight with V, called V and asked him to let JD hide out in Atlanta. Child, if that ain't always the case. Man, do you murk somebody up north, do some kind of heinous bullshit, or you steal somebody's money, child, your family be on the phone. "Hey, girl, hey, baby, how the weather down there?" "Yeah, girl, yeah, well, Clarence done got himself into some trouble. Yeah, girl, yeah. You still in that house down south? Down there in Jonesboro? Okay. You think Clarence can come down and stay down there for a while? He'll help you with the chickens and all that other stuff. But he can't stay here because they gonna kill him, girl." And the sister be like, "Okay, send him on down. Fuck it then. They don't know where he at until they do." Anyway, V was like, "Okay, send him down." We left the club and picked up JD. Like I said, you're gonna have to buy this book. I refuse to read this book for you, word for word. I'm not going to do it. One, I'm not getting a copyright, and I want you guys to buy this book. I'm telling you, the way the story goes down is worthy. Let me say that. You would think that you was watching some kind of Al Pacino, what is this? Al Pacino. No, not Al Pacino now. Al Pacino then, but some kind of Goodfellas or Heat or Casino event happened. Okay. But anyway, they got the little girl back. All right. But the way the whole ordeal went down, the $12,000 turned into, I think it was, what did he say, $67,000. But he had to chop it up because more people were added on to the caper along the way. So he had to pay them. But he still had a couple of $1,000s left after the caper, all right? And he ended up in Washington, D.C. for the Million Man March. The next morning, my pager went off around 7 o'clock. It was an urgent message from Chris. Chris is V's partner at Platinum House. He said that V had been very depressed since the death of Big Jake on October 6th, so he wanted to get him out of town for a while. They had decided to attend the Million Man March in Washington. Listen, Mark Curry, don't do that. Don't just put Washington there. You know we Washington, D.C. That's the reason why people get us confused with Seattle, Washington. When people be like, where you from? D.C. Because if I say Washington, they're going to be like, what part of Washington State? No, nigga. Don't get me confused with them mother hunchies over there. I'm from D.C. Chocolate City. Well, then it was. With Jake's death and the downturn at Platinum House, Chris said that maybe the march would be reinvigorated. I told him that I'd be ready to go anytime and asked whether JD could tag along. Chris said that would be no problem as long as we could leave town before sundown. He rented a blue Cadillac DeVille. I called JD, who said he had been praying for a way to attend the march. Chris, wait the fuck, what? Praying? That be killing me. That's Puff Daddy's thing right now. He be praying on the internet, and we be like, damn, who are you praying to? Not the Lord. Not the Lord. Chris pulled up at 10 o'clock, and the four of us were on the highway a few minutes later. In the car, you have V, Chris, Mark, and JD. So dig this. Remember that caper that Mark pulled with JD, and JD pulled in some of his scallywag friends? I mean, I call them scallywags, so it ain't like I ain't never do dirty with a scallywag type. Okay, but anyway, remember when JD had pulled in a couple of his friends so they can get Travis's sisters back. Now, while JD was pulling the caper, JD came across, $55,000 in cash in a shoebox in the Colombian cartel or Cuban cartel's apartment where they were hiding the little girl, okay? So they got the little girl back and $55,000 on top of that, okay? Mark Curry, he kept $44,000 of all that money put together and divided it out. Lou, why you do that? And divvied the rest of the money up the way he saw fit. Okay, I see you, Mark Curry. He had about $40,000. So he split up, I want to say, about $26,000 with the people who actually put in the work, girl. Okay, I ain't gonna say nothing because me and you friends right now, but okay, I see you, Mr. Curry. Do what all ninjas do. When they get to the DMV, go straight to Tyson's Corner where you go to buy all your name brand stuff. Okay, I don't know if it's the same now, but if you wanted high-end things, you would either go to Tyson's Corner, or you would go to, what is that? Is it Chevy Chase, where they have the Saks Fifth Avenue and the Neiman Marcus right across from each other at Mazda Gallery. And then the Saks is across the street. They didn't tore down Mazda. I think Saks is still there. But pay attention. People not buying our high-end shiz no more because the economy is messed up. From what I understand, Saks is fitting to buy Neiman's. He goes on to discuss the Million Man March, talking about how he has never seen so many black men in one place before and they ain't shooting. Chris and V decided to spend a few more days in Washington, D.C., Mark Curry. Don't leave off the D.C. So they asked me and JD to return the rented Cadillac to Atlanta. Child, this is a fool. This is a fool. You can't never trust nobody. And I don't understand. This part right here, this is why I don't mess with people. This is why I never put my name on the dotted line for nobody but my wife. Okay? Maybe my sister. But ninjas will tear your name up. You hear me? So they headed home.